Hi everybody, welcome back to another video, and today is Friday, July the 19th of 2024, and this week is a Cooking with Justin Day, and that's coming up right after this. Hi everyone, welcome back to Just Justin. I am Justin, or as today is, Cooking with Justin. All right, so I've decided I'm gonna take this beef for stew, okay? So it's like a stew meat, but I'm not gonna make a stew. So what I'm gonna do today is, of course, I got the crock pot, and let me go ahead and open this up. Some of it's a little bit frozen, so let me just dump that in there. So what am I going to do here is I got a bowl right here. I'm just going to take some of this meat out. I'm going to take like a good portion of it out. Okay, I'll just put that aside for the time being. All right, so now that we have this right here, so let's go ahead and let's see if we can. Okay, I'll just have to do for now. Okay, so now that we've taken a good portion of that meat and put it aside, I'll show you what I'll be making here in just a minute. But for this meat right here, let's go ahead and let's take a look. I am going to add some chili and lime seasoning. I'm going to add some pepper. Okay, and then I'm going to add some organic, no salt seasoning. And I need to add some salt. I'm gonna add some pink salt to it. I don't really like to eat salt that much, but I'm gonna add just a little bit. I'm gonna add some garlic powder. Now you can put anything you want on, you just do meat or anything you want. I'm just doing what I like to do, okay? And then this right here is some Montreal steak seasoning. And then right here, then the last one we're going to put on is some Danos, okay? Sometimes the Danos doesn't like to come out. There you go. But so now there is my stew meat right there. So I'm going to walk it over to the crock pot. Okay. Now that that's right there, I am going to take some butter and I'm just going to put some butter on top, get some more of that fat content up for my carnivore diet. And I'm going to put the lid on, and I am going to put this on high for 4 hours, and then I will come back. All right, so in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over to the stove, and we're going to take a look at what I'm going to use that the other stew meat for. Okay, so we're here at the stove right now, and I got a small pan right here, so I'm just going to take some butter, and I'm just going to put it in there. I usually do like vegetable oil but before the carnivore diet, but today I'm just doing the carnivore diet right here. So I'm just going to turn that on to medium, and I'm going to let that butter melt. So while that is melting down the butter so we can do the meat, all right, so let's go ahead and let's go over and let's check on that butter. I'm going to take my meat with me, so let's go over. All right, so the butter is melted, so let's go ahead and just squish it around, and then we're just going to dump that in there. And then we're just gonna grab a few of the seasonings here. Now with the carnivore diet, you wanna make sure that you have 0 carbs and 0 sugar. You might get something like a carb less than 1 gram. I think that's fine. And so, but it's all up to you what you want to do. So I will put that on. I'm gonna add some more pepper to it. Now we're gonna cover that up. So once that's covered up, we'll be right back to the stove. But let's go ahead and see what else I'm going to be making today. Okay, so I have a shaker bottle right here. Okay, you might be thinking, shaker bottle? Yeah, I'm kind of weird, okay? Okay, so I have some egg whites right here. I'm just gonna pour that in. You have to make sure it's shaked up. You know, you shake it very good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take some eggs. I'm gonna just put them in here. So I'm gonna put 6 eggs in here total. I just like to put my eggs in here in the shaker bottle. I usually have a smaller one, but that's gone missing. I had 3 of them and 2 of them's gone missing. So I'm just gonna shake it up. Okay. All right, then let's go back over here to the stove. All right, so as you can see, the meat's starting to brown up. We'll let that go for a few minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and go over and check on the meat. All right, so we're right here. Looks like it's starting to brown up pretty good. So let's take a look here. Got my trusty little thermometer here. And let's check it out. So yeah, we're just gonna let that cook for a little bit longer. Then we'll come back and take a look at it. But I'm gonna pick up the kitchen a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead, let's head back on over and we're gonna check out the stuff on the stove. Okay, so we're back here at the stove right now. And so I got my thermometer. You wanna make sure that it is, for beef, well done is 165 to 74 degrees Celsius. Medium was 155, okay? That's Fahrenheit. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at a few of the pieces here. Okay, that one, about 155. That's about 180. It's 178. Okay, I'm just doing a sample here, so yeah. Okay, so they all look like they're done. So what I'm going to do is just take them off here really quick and put them into this bowl that I have. Okay, I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. So I'm going to take the grease that I originally had in there, just keep it in there. Then I'm just going to pour my eggs in here. And we're going to let that cook. While that's cooking for just a minute. All right, so we're just going to let those eggs cook for a minute before I go and scramble them up. But we have the meat right here. And so I'm just going to let that sit for about 5 minutes or until the eggs are done, and then I will go ahead and I'll cut that up. All right, so scrambled eggs. So I have 6 eggs in here. Okay. And we're gonna put some salt on it. We're gonna put some pepper. And we're gonna put some fine grind crushed red pepper on it. It's fine. I'm just going to put a generous amount in there. And those egg whites, I found those egg whites are sticky as well. Okay, so now that the eggs are done, See, I don't like how a lot of it sticks there. Okay, so now that the eggs are done, let's turn off the stove and let's cover it up. Move it off the heat. Okay, now that we have the meat over here, I'm just going to cut this up into bite-sized pieces right here, just so that it's easier to eat. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the meat right here. Okay. See, you can see that it's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and taste it. That is good. It's not as hot because I've let it sit for about 5 minutes while I cook the eggs. So I'm just gonna put that aside for now, and I'm just gonna come over here with the eggs. And I'm gonna, see, that only happens when I use egg whites. So, okay, now that we have the eggs, they're pretty good, but, all right, so now that we have the eggs on the meat, I'm gonna put some Frank's red hot sauce on there. Since I can't have salsa because of the vegetables and stuff in there, I just like to add Frank's Red Hot onto it. And it's got 0 carbs, 190 milligrams of sodium, 0 fat, protein 0, calorie 0. So, and let's see here, about 71 calories per container. So let's go ahead and let's grab some eggs. Okay, that is good. You can really tell that Frank's hot sauce. This is what I'm using part of the stew meat for. The rest is cooking in the crock pot. We'll come back and then we'll talk about that. So it's been about 4 hours and the meat is done. Let's go ahead and let's go take a look at it. All right, so yep, we have the meat right here. And it, got the thermometer, we'll get that out. It's been sitting here for like maybe 30 minutes, so it's kind of, yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, so the meat is done, and so what we're gonna do here is, I am just gonna take a small one right here. I'll cover that back up to keep the heat in it. Okay, so I have a small little piece of meat right here. Okay, so you can see that meat right there. That is looking pretty good. So, you can taste the flavors, the seasoning I put in it. It tastes pretty good. Okay, so granted that I didn't put potatoes in it, onions, carrots, you know, the good stuff that would make that meat a little bit better tasting, but it's okay because the carnivore diet only calls to eat meat, no vegetables, no nothing like that. So yeah, I like the spices on there. I can put, you know, if I want to, I can put hot sauce on there, and if all else fails, I can use mustard. All right, but yeah, so that is it for today's episode of Cooking with Justin. All right, so if you found value out of this video, and if it's a good video for like the carnivore diet, or you just like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to get notified when I put out more videos. I will put out, I'm trying to put out a video a week, and I've got some random things coming up here. BYU football starts back up here in the end of August, and I've still got my Cooking with Justin series, and then I have just Justin stuff. And so yeah, I would appreciate it if you guys would come back and watch another one. All right, until then, I will see you later. Bye. And remember, carnivore diet's pretty good. Meat is good for you. Bye.